Alright, here is the video review for Transformers Legacy Voyager Inferno. Finally, the PREDACON Inferno, the last of the Season 1 Beast Wars figures coming through Legacy. We've gotten them all now. They look great on the shelf. Mine are in a cabinet, so I didn't get all of them off the shelf, but rest assured a group shot would look exactly like all the other ones you've been seeing online from all the people who've had him for a while, or just getting him and taking the time to do that shot. But he's a fun little ant. He's got his gun stores in the back, or stores on his back. Unlike, it doesn't store in the abdomen like this section did on the old toy, because it doesn't have the gimmick. The legs hide up in there. The robot legs don't become the back ant legs, which, again, you can see he's a big, tall ant. He's a very nice ant. I like him. He ants very well. He's got little chompy mandibles and such. Here in the front, he's got wiggleable antenna. He's got cool blue eyeballs, and a nice little thorax here. But anyway, the gun, there's a peg hole in the back for it. There's a 3D adapter on eBay that you can get that will apparently allow it to stick in here in alt mode and move the legs around a little bit. So haven't gotten that yet, but it's possible. But yeah, he's a fun little ant. I like him. He crawls around really well. He also looks really great next to one of the figures I did get off the shelf, the original Inferno, who is saggy a little bit. We can get him to stand back up a little bit, but as he's gotten older, a lot of his ball joints slowly like to sag if you leave him in ant mode. You can see he's already kind of drooping back down again. Oh, there he goes. Watch his butt. It's sinking. But yeah, a little... He's spindlier. Like, he has a bigger footprint, but if you look on the underside, he's a lot hollower, and he does have all the weight of the gimmick here in his ant butt that Legacy does not. See if we can get him to at least stand a little bit longer. There we go. Just stay for just a second. There we go. But yeah, he doesn't have the... Okay, fine. Just relax. But yeah, comparable. He's a more aggressive looking ant, but he's just fun. Anyway, we'll get him off to the side here. And we'll focus on the new one, because he's the new one. So to transform him to robot mode, we just want to come back here. You want to lift the middle section of his thorax up off of these tabs, and then unpeg the two sides here. And go ahead and lift that up as well. And that opens up. And this is the port that well, we'll show you in a minute. But bring the legs down like this, and then extend the knees. They're on like a little double hinge, so they extend down. Flip the feet out and around, and the heel piece will kind of come out after the fact. Rotate him around at the waist, and hinge that whole waist piece down. The legs here are attached to the arms, and you spring those out. These tab together up here, and then the little thumbs kind of clip into these little posts inside here. We'll bring the arms out and around like that, and then the ant head, you're going to open it up like this, fold it down around like this, close up the mandibles, which do, like, it's not as super obvious. They kind of hinge out. You can see there's one's a little bit higher than the other just because of how they fold up in there. But they actually, once they open up, they actually stay pretty even with each other. But then they kind of overlap. For transformation, so you fold that down, fold that up into there, close the ant head around it, tab it back together, and then tab it into the waist here. Flip the antenna up. I guess you could leave them hanging down like that, but you flip them up like that. And then you rotate this piece around like this, so he has actually all four panels of his blender butt, and the whole assembly does rotate. You got to get come here, there we go, it clicks into place there. You got to get the legs out of the way, and they're spindly. You got to rotate these around like this. The wrist legs can fold around. You can have them behind the arm, you can have them out to the side. Really depends on how you want to do it. Although having them out to the side will interfere with the butt plates in a lot of configurations. Bring you up. Okay, well, can you go around the roundabout other way like that? Nope, you got to bring them up like that. Okay. around. And get his arms down. And the ant legs, you can hang them down. You can fold them down at the hips and fold them up like this. However you want to do it, whatever makes you float your boat, and your preferred way of doing it. He is very, very limby, very tarantulas, and black arachnia have the same kind of problem. Even waspinator. And although black arachnia and tarantulas have at least a little bit of ball joint, I don't know. They're not as solid. They're not as one long solid piece as they are on Inferno. But yeah, you can do that. Open up his back. His mouth opens. You can get him a little give him a little cackly pose there. You could rotate this around too, so it's lower and not up as much behind his head. Entirely up to you. But like I said, there's a post. The adapter also kind of angles this, I think, for robot mode. But you can plug in his blender butt thrusters, or you can have him hold it as a gun. He's got ports here on his arms for bits. You can plug his gun into his arm. He's got some little 5mm ports on either side of his gun for attaching some gimmicks and stuff. He's got fake ant legs painted on, molded and painted on to his robot mode. But that's a really nice looking Inferno. I mean, it got a nice tune accurate head sculpt. Again, I wish there were. On the one hand, I see what they did with the ant legs, because they do support him very well in ant mode, and he doesn't settle like the original does. But I wish there had just been one strong hinge, clicky hinge in the middle of each of those legs, just to give him a little bit more get out of the way-iness, if that's a word. It's not. But yeah, he's a cool little Inferno. Actually, because let's just fold these down to match how I've got the original. He's got a ball joint at the head, as well as the opening mouth. They even painted, actually maybe it's molded plastic, but he's got a big red mouth in there, which is cool. He's got dual hinge shoulders, a little bit of crunch there, bicep swivel, dual hinged elbows. He's got a wrist swivel both at the wrist itself and the piece right behind it with the leg attached. He does have a waist swivel. You saw it during transformation. Dual hinge hips, thigh swivel, dual hinge knees. Again, we saw it during transformation, but it got good range of motion there. And a little bit of ankle tilt there. He's got a hinge at the ankle as well. So very solid, very cool looking Inferno. I'm very happy with him. I'm glad to have that collection complete. And also, just real quick, as a comparison, he actually is bigger than the original. Now, granted, the original, you can see, does have a lot of his mass. He's got some much bigger arms and longer arms in robot mode. He also has like the mass of that big spinny butt gimmick back here that it's hard to, the thumbs are too big to really make it spin. But so he's got that whole gimmick going for him, which adds to some of his weight and back heaviness. But yeah, I was when I first took the picture of them together, I'm like, oh, new one's actually bigger than the old one. Which, I mean, because especially in ant mode, you saw how big his ant mode was. I was not expecting the robot mode to be that height differential. But yeah, there is Beast Wars Inferno from Transformers Legacy. Super happy to have him. Have that Beast Wars collection complete-ish. Pulse also got Dragon Megatron in. I did not already have him pre-ordered there, and it was sold out when I went to check. And then they put some more up only for premium members, and I haven't paid for premium because I don't order enough off of there, and just why? I'm not paying them $50 a year, so I can pay them $100 more a year. But anyway, but then he sold out, and I wasn't able to grab one. So hopefully Amazon will come through soonish. A lot of places appear to be getting that wave in, so we'll see how that goes. But anyway, there is Voyager Inferno from Transformers Legacy, the last of the Season 1 Beast Wars characters, and super stoked to have him.